Okay, I am so sick of Twitter and Jack Dorsey, Twitter CEO, trying to pretend that Twitter is some kind of non-biased entity, that it's a social media platform that treats everyone equally, and I am watching it real time, demonstrably bullcrap. Any claim that they are making that they are fair to everybody, it is demonstrably false. I'm sitting here on Twitter and I see a picture of Meghan McCain crying at Senator John McCain's casket, right? That's his daughter. It's a very sad time. And some dude had photoshopped in a picture pointing a gun at Meghan McCain with the text saying, "This is for you, America." Now, I know for a fact that this photo got reported hundreds of times. Okay, Ben Domenech, who heads up the Federalist, that's Meghan McCain's husband. He had to go public with it. He had to basically show everyone what was happening, that Twitter was taking no action despite the fact that this photo was making the rounds. It was up for about 12 hours, this photo, with no action, and then finally the guy who made it decided to take his account private. But still, there was absolutely nothing done about this guy. Only recently does it seem to be that his account got suspended. Now, if this was the only example of bias that we had against the right, against conservatives, libertarians, whatever, that would be dismissible. I'd be like, all right, well, maybe it was just a fluke. Maybe someone didn't catch it in time. But this keeps happening repeatedly, where people on the right are threatened with violence, and Twitter just does absolutely jack all. And hey, just to prove my point, let's go down memory lane. Let's go all the way back to earlier this week, when some jackhole decided that he was going to threaten Dana Lash's children, Dana Lash being the spokeswoman for the NRA. Now, some guy decides to tweet out, "The only way these people learn is if it affects them directly. So if Dana Lash has to have her children murdered before she'll understand, I guess that's what needs to happen." Pretty cut and dry, right? It's directly a threat. It is a threat to Dana Lash's children. Twitter, for 48 hours, does nothing. Nothing happens until Dana goes public with it and starts complaining in public that this tweet is still circulating despite the fact that Twitter has hard and fast rules against this kind of thing. And it gets totally worse, okay? Her husband Chris files a complaint with Twitter. Twitter actually goes over the tweet themselves and comes back with this nonsense. Twitter says, "Hello, thank you for your recent report. We have reviewed your report carefully and found that there was no violation of the Twitter rules against abusive behavior," and then they provide a link to their rules. Well, you know what? Let's go to Twitter's rule page and see what we can find here. Here we are, violence and physical harm. Ooh. "You may not make specific threats of violence or wish for the serious physical harm, death, or disease of an individual or group of people. This includes, but is not limited to, threatening or promoting terrorism." So already we have a violation here, but let's go further. "You may not engage in targeted harassment of someone or incite other people to do so. We consider abusive behavior an attempt to harass, intimidate, or silence someone else's voice." Oh, well, we got another one there. So according to Twitter, threatening Dana Lash's children with death isn't that big of a deal. It's fine. It doesn't violate any rules, despite the fact that there are rules posted that it clearly violates. It took me, all of 10 seconds to find these rules? And I want to remind you that they sent Chris an email that said, "We have reviewed your report carefully." That means that someone at Twitter HQ, whose entire job it is to know and enforce the rules, looked at the tweet against Dana Lash's children and said, "Oh, that's fine." It wasn't until later that Chris actually got an email from Twitter again saying, "Oh, hey, we went back over it again, and as it turns out, it actually did violate the Twitter rules that we damn well know." 48 hours it apparently took for them to find those rules. Took us 10 seconds. Let's keep going, though. Alex Jones, suspended for a week for telling people to have their battle rifles ready just in case an attack happens. Twitter says that this is apparently a call for people to start shooting other people. Now, I don't care if you hate Alex Jones or you love Alex Jones or, like me, you think he's just a walking, talking meme. I don't think that saying, "Hey, have your gun ready in case something happens," is actually a violation of rules. Jones' account was suspended for 7 days. The dude who threatened Dana Lash's children, 48 hours. But how about not crazy people? How about we look at Kathleen McKinley, who tweeted out 2 tweets, one in 2017 and one in 2018, one involving her opinion that transgender people, people who are suffering from gender dysphoria, should not be in the military, and another one that said that sometimes Muslim extremists commit violence. Yeah, she got suspended for those. According to Twitter, McKinley got suspended for violating one of their hate speech laws. You may not promote violence against, threaten, or harass other people on the basis of race, ethnicity, national origin, sexual orientation, gender identity, religious affiliation, age, disability, or serious disease. McKinley did none of those things by making these statements. You know who can get away with that kind of crap, though? Sarah Jeong of the New York Times. But don't be a right-winger and say them like Candace Owens did, or you too will be suspended, even though you were just copying what Sarah Jeong said to make a point. And these are just a few examples. There's at least 1 or 2 stories a week, every week, that prove that the right is being mistreated on Twitter, despite the fact that you have people like Jack Dorsey appearing on Hannity saying, hey, we're actually not shadow banning anyone or doing anything wrong. There's no bias here.
Let me ask about specific questions. Has Twitter ever been involved in shadow banning?
We do not shadow ban according to political ideology or viewpoint or content, period.
Absolute bullshit. Vice News caught them doing it, and then once they were caught, they worked overnight to make sure that it wasn't happening anymore. And we know that they were doing it intentionally in the first place because James O'Keefe's undercover crew got Twitter employees to actually admit it.
Oh, so it wasn't automated. It was a user and services person would deem it pro-Trump and take it down.
For example, if it was, they said, oh, this is pro-Trump, I don't want it because, it offends me, this, that. I say, I ban this whole thing, and it goes over and you're like, oh, you know what, I don't like it too. You know what, Mo's right, let's go. That's it. You're like, Mo's right, let's carry on. What's next? Keep it coming.
Yeah, bring me another one to take down. Yeah.
At this point in time, Twitter has no leg to stand on. We know they're biased. They need to stop pretending that they aren't. They also need to stop pretending that their Trust and Safety Council, which oversees all this hatred that they're seeing on Twitter, is at all trustworthy. Look at this. This is a who's who list of leftist organizations. The reason that you see tweets with guns pointing at right-wingers who are grieving over their father, or tweets that threaten children of right-wingers, the reason they stay up as long as they do is because Twitter right now is staffed to the brim with people who think that that shit's funny. They find it morally permissible because they disagree with those people politically. Such is the lack of ideological diversity at Twitter that apparently no one is there to go, hey guys, maybe we shouldn't allow people to use our platform to threaten people's children regardless of what their parents believe. And this raises more questions. Are they being discriminatory in their hiring practices when it comes to people of right-wing ideologies? I feel like this is a good question to ask because apparently they're tilting to one side so badly that literal threats to people's lives don't make a difference for them unless they, on the other end, raise complete hell about it. And I'll remind you that the people in these stories are big names. They were able to get the public's attention. What happens to people who don't have that same kind of platform? Jack is going to appear in front of Congress on the 5th, and if any of these politicians are worth a lick, they're going to ask him these questions and more. I want answers. And I bet people like Dana Lash and Meghan McCain, they want answers too. Because this is getting out of control. All right? These people on the left can threaten us and say whatever they want to about our race and our religion, but the moment that any of us on the right step out of line, it's a banning, or it's a suspension, or it's a shadow ban. This is absolutely ridiculous, and it has to stop. This week has seriously been eye-opening in a horrible way. But I want to hear from you guys in the comments. I want to hear stories about suspensions that you know of and unfair treatment because of your ideological standpoints. And also, how do you think that we fix the problem? Let me know in the comments below. Later.